Hi, Aquarius. This is your January 2020 tarot reading for all Aquarius signs. Now, if you're an Aquarius, at least one form or another until the 21st of January, or actually the 20th, you are in your 12th house. Plain and simple. And what Spirit is giving me is shape-shifting your securities. And I feel like this obviously is by dealing with being responsible to yourself about overcoming your insecurities and learning how to shape shift as you start to be reborn. Because as of the 20th, the sun actually moves into Aquarius, making it Aquarius season. So at some point, depending on when you're born in January and February, this becomes Aquarius season. And this is when you are reborn and when you're actually coming out of that 12th house. Now, the 12th house is your subconscious becoming conscious. It's the hidden self. Okay, ow. Some of it is you not facing what you see and know to be true. Or you just don't want to see it or know it to be true, even though it's right there in front of your face because I just got stabbed in the eye. You're not trusting in the soul's journey versus what the eye is trying to convince you logically is true, which could be over fighting with ego in some form or another. You are being given actions over the month. Whoa, did you fall down on mommy? Okay, Nappy, go ahead. You're being given actions, promptings of things that you need to be doing over this month, and you need to actually take physical action. This is something that materialistically, physically, third world, dimensionally, you need to actually go out and take action and change. Dealing with your own personal investments, but also in how you enjoy life. Responsibilities to yourself as well as your profession and your dreams. Let your higher knowledge, your higher self, your higher learning, your higher education, higher self help you to make that transformational change and healing. But like I said, you're going to be dealing with 12th house issues, which is the subconscious becoming conscious. It's where the hidden self is. It's where the karmic debts are and need to be paid. It's the self-deception, our mental illnesses, where we talk badly to ourselves. It is the self-undoing. It is where the bad habits and frustrations hide. It's where we created our self-sacrifices that actually led us to grief, sorrow, shame, blame, self-worth, self-value, self-esteem issues. It's where we hide the truths of government or prison issues, suicides, kidnapping, murders. But what I'm getting is this is self-judgment. Self-judgment where you've been just too damn hard on yourself and it's gotten into your inner emotional security. So you're learning how to shift your insecurities. And that's the key here. Are you shifting your insecurities and healing them? Or did you just kind of do one of these I moved it over here, so it's not the same thing anymore. I'm going to move it back over here. It's not the same. I did something with it, but I didn't really do anything. But I could keep lying to myself because I'm seeing it from a different... Look, I just split it in half. I mean, you see what I'm saying? Are you doing that to yourself is what I'm getting. A lot of that kind of energy. And this is what I mean by the shape-shifting insecurities. Are you finding security in the insecurity, which is then actually not allowing you to find the inner security? It's just making you continue to hold on to the same insecurity in a new form. So are you putting it to bed and actually healing it and really facing it and dealing with it, or are you just shape-shifting it? Because the true shape-shifting needs to be you, not the insecurity. What's the platform for Aquarius for the month of January 2020? Spirit says hidden self. You're holding on to your burdens. Overwhelmed burdens. Thinking that you have to be perfect, which is forcing you to be stubborn and inflexible. Holding on to resentment, which is keeping you from your higher wisdom and keeping you from your spiritual urges. That's that 12th house issues stuff. Like I said, some of that shape-shifting of those insecurities, not actually facing them. Trying to trickery your way through it. All right. For Aquarius, 10th house. This has to do with your dreams, your goals, your ambitions. This has to do with the community, the larger groups, your friends, the authority, reputation, honor, prestige, social foundations, responsibilities, professional life. This is trusting, and what I'm getting with this right now in this 10th house, your honor, reputation, your prestige, your professional career, your social foundations, your financial success, and the responsibilities of it have everything to do with your own personal level of self-judgment and how you communicate with yourself. And are you communicating with yourself poorly? Again, this has to do with, they said, you know, overcoming that, listening to your spiritual urges and trusting in your morals. This has to do for some of you with that universal 6th house. This is where I say all the time, the people, the places, and the things that we keep in our daily routines bring energy to us. What of these people, places, and things of routines are not serving us, are not bringing healthy, you know, honor, reputation, prestige, financial success, financial and social foundations? Where is the authority and the responsibilities not healthy because of the people, places, and things in these routines of your daily, everyday, mundane tasks that you think are not that important, which are actually one of the most important things? Where is it serving you and where is it not? Spirit just said up close and personal. Take action in the up close and personal area. This means be assertive, be aggressive, or take action in general. Within these personal Obviously, this is a personal issue for you, not with the people outside of you. This is a personal issue within your daily mundane tasks. How you communicate with yourself and the people and the places and the things that you have in these daily routines. How you communicate with yourself as well as with others. But this is about you on a personal level, communicating with yourself and honoring yourself. Because personal just keeps coming out. So either you're taking it personal because you're not communicating, or this is about you getting personal with yourself. And I really feel like this is about self-reflection and getting more personal with self. Yep. Because Scorpio is the next thing that's coming out. This is my own deck that I created for myself. I just haven't made it to publish it yet. For me, Scorpio is the mystery of life. It is the fertility of life. It is mystery, but it is emotional. It is the ability to manipulate the very birth, death, and rebirth. It is the manipulation of magic itself. It is intimacy. It is the detective. It is obsessive. It is speaking to you about where you are being personally beating up on yourself and not doing things for yourself. You're not making the transformational change that needs to happen, or it's pointing out exactly where you are. And only you know if you're actually making these transformational changes or if you are in self-deception to yourself because you're not in self-realization. Like I said, this is very personal is what I'm getting. This is Hebrew. So it's going to take me a second to figure out exactly where, okay. This is consciously understanding, because what they're highlighting is a specific part. They're highlighting this part for you. This is consciously understanding and creating our instantaneous, it's just not coming out of my mouth right, instantaneously vanishing. So, I mean, this is saying, are you putting it out and you're not even actually getting anywhere? This is actualizing. I mean, this is finding out that you're actually in the moment, actually creating in the moment is what this is about. The power of will above the head, the higher consciousness, because everything else on this card pretty much fades away. This is finding the power of will above the head, the conscious higher self speaking to you. And are you being in true personal relationship with it in every moment, in each moment, and understanding consciously that you are creating? You're that powerful in each moment. It is also the skull itself. It's talking to you about your head. It's talking to you about your brain, your higher self, connecting your head with that higher self. Not just the heart, but that intelligence that you have as an Aquarius with the higher intelligence of the higher self, and allow them two to come together. Is there anything else? If you want to speak. What am I missing for Aquarius? Or the platform? The platform for Aquarius for the month of January. Can you give me clarification or just tell me what it is I'm missing? Spirit still says communication. This is about communication you have with yourself, which then leads it to everyone else. This is a powerful healing right before the rebirth, and we enter Aquarius, not just season, but we enter the age of Aquarius. So this is coming into a time of getting really right with self so that you can. What they're giving me is the Two of Swords, which is, are you finding inner peace? You're dealing with your pros and your cons. This is the Moon in Libra. This is trying to make balance, possibly where balance is not meant to be made. You've been trying to do it your way. Maybe you're starting to realize your way is not working. This is creating peace, but you're finding stagnance. You're not really finding any movement happening. This is because you're not connecting that head with that higher self, that higher consciousness that's already in that higher education. You're not connecting it with that higher self. You're still connecting it with the ego ideal of how to do things. This is where you haven't allowed that higher self to come forward and actually lead the way. This is pointless self-sabotage that you've just been running around in a circle over and over and over again, but you're not moving forward. This is definitely your sign. Over-examining, over-illuminating stuff that's really not working for you, keeping you in stagnant, keeping you from that connection to your higher self, which has been keeping you from the transformation, all because of your communication with yourself and that outer community of your honor, prestige, professional. I'm getting professional repercussions. Like, you're afraid to make a change on a professional because of the professional repercussions, the professional views of others. And this has to do with your spiritual view, not others. But you have to understand where that spiritual view needs to rise, because you've been looking at it too much from an egotistical view. You're not hearing the spiritual, soulful truth in some of these cases. Nope. Give me one last for Aquarius. A new clarity. This is the new clarity you've been looking for. This will help you start a brand new direction. But this is all about you finding that spiritual connection, that higher connection with that higher mind that you already have. Stop thinking with the egotistical logic and think with the higher spiritual logic and allow it to lead you. Now, yeah, this is a very good thing. This is allowing you to submit to the higher self, is what I just heard. And that will bring you the abundance you want. All right, let's see what's going on in the relationship zone. Aquarius, relationship zone. You've got the universe and the Two of Wands coming out. This is domination. Dominating your comfort zone. Stepping out of your comfort zone. Achieving future success. This is the completion of a cycle. Finishing what you started. It's the final end to the final stamp of a situation by overcoming it. Overcoming something within the relationship zone. Up close and personal. This could be friends, family, loved ones. This could be working environments as well, because this is personal. It could be in any of these directions, but it's an end of an era. It is the finishing of what you started, coming into a completion. It is the mark of the new, but it has to be because you overcome your, you you dominated your comfort zone. You've been able, that's what this is. It's finding that new clarity. That new clarity is going to open up this relationship zone and make it your relationship, your up close personal friends. It's going to see things in a whole new level, a higher learning of what these relationships really are, what they're about, and how you are going to find liberty within them. For some of you, this is going to be about getting to new ways of cooperating, and for some of you, it's going to lead straight to divorce because there's not going to be a cooperating. Really, just depends on the level of the other person. But this is an Ace of Discs. This is a brand new beginning, and it will be something brand new being brought in, something tangible being brought in, something you can touch, and it's actually physical. This is definitely, could be a new job, a new adventure, a new finance. Something is coming in because you overcame that way of thinking, and it changed. It brought you the universe. It was the mark that you needed to go forward. It is a brand new dawn, a brand new resurrection. Like I said, this is going to also deal with being a brand new way of cooperative energy, a brand new door that's opening, or the very closing of a door. It is the resurrection, a golden dawn. It is very similar to the Judgment card. It is your never-ending story. It is like the eternal flame. This is the ever-changing path coming your way with a brand new door. It is time. It speaks to you of the endless level of time. The endless time. It is the endless flame. It is finding the truth, finding yourself, finding judgment for yourself again, and creating it into a brand new reality. And whatever that means for the relationships in your life. Those up-close and personal relationships. What am I missing in the up-close personal relationships for Aquarius? What am I missing? Communication, again. Communication. The power of the mind. New life, air, breath. Giving it space. Aquarius itself. This is, I asked, what am I missing? You're not giving it space. You're not giving it the proper communication. You're not giving it the chance for new life. This is you being the Aquarius that you're trying to take over, trying to control it. And you're still holding on to that way of thinking and having to control everything. And seeing it from that perspective. This is not allowing the true shock and awe to take place because you're standing in the way of it. Very freedom-oriented. But without... Aquarius is freedom-oriented, but it doesn't really have the fire. Sagittarius is freedom-oriented, and it has the fire. It's very scattered. I asked what you're missing. You're all over the place, but you're not grounded. You're not being able to give something a chance. You're trying to control it. You're not really giving it the opportunity to be independent. People are not you, and you are not them. You cannot control them. These things have to happen in their ways, and people have to be who they are. And we have to accept that. This is the creation of fire. This is the creation of that internal flame. This is how we learn That's, even though I'm talking about up close and personal, this is going all across the board for you. This is saying that that soul fire is in you, but it's also in them. But this has to do with connection to that higher self so you can understand your soul fire and others, and then allowing it to make the changes in your life that it's meant to. Very fickle, very curious. This is Gemini energy. This is the two sides of the personality coming out. Mood swings coming out. And like I said, you're going to be going from that 12th house to that first house. You're learning how to find you, heal you, be secure with you. I've got air all over the board. This is, troubleshooting, analyzing. This is you going into overdrive again and again and again. Because you're in that 12th house trying to defeat it. But it's not about defeating it. It's not about shape-shifting it. It's about healing it, which is communication to yourself. And creating new healthy magic. Stop going back into nostalgia, into the old way of doing things, the old way of thinking, the old way of creating, because something about that wasn't good. This is a time for you to evolve, because let's face it, as we're going into the time of Aquarius, we need you. To take action and clarification. This is the Resh in Hebrew. This is the head, the first, the top, the beginning. It is the ego being shaken so the soul can awaken. It is the fear that shocks the ego into waking up. It lifts the consciousness of the very state of mind. It is the starting point. It is the head being illuminated by the fire of soulful consciousness. This is a time to trust in yourself. Trust in yourself and your connection to your higher self. And see where that takes your honor, your reputation, your prestige, your responsibilities, your financial success, your social foundations. Listen to your inner Venus, your inner conscience. She's going to tell you when it's good and when it's bad. She's going to tell you when it's healthy and when it's not. She's going to help you learn to listen to you on a new spiritual level, which will only strengthen you. It seems like that's what this whole month is about on all levels across the board. I love you guys. Bye.